Okay, as promised, we're gonna do a third one in a row. This one's gonna be short, inshallah. I'm not Muslim. I'm atheist. Recently, I have come to the realization that I believe there are natural laws to the universe that are the way they are for a reason. What the fuck are you talking about? I was in metaphysics today, and we briefly discussed for 40 seconds possible worlds. Now I'm gonna absolutely destroy and butcher this because my philosophigery, it's not a word, because my my understanding of actual philosophy, like academic philosophy, is very poor. But let me try to convey this some way. Sorry, this is the third one I'm recording. This is like I've been recording for like an hour and 15 minutes now total. So we can do this. Possible worlds theory. In this, so I'm just making sure my camera's not going to overheat. It's totally chilling. Possible worlds theory imagines that, let's say there's like this infinite collection of worlds. And the question my professor asked today in class was, do you think there exists a world, or universe, I guess you could say, where the laws of physics are totally and fundamentally completely different? And the example that he used specifically is, can you imagine a world where gravity doesn't exist? Gravity's not a thing. It's not a law of physics. And I think 3 people said yes, and I said no. I don't think that could be possible at all. Of course, we didn't expand on this at all because it was an example for something else, but imagine gravity isn't just like a silly law that exists. It's like, oh, things love the ground or whatever. Like, heavy thing fall to ground. I believe gravity is just the bending of space and time by mass. And the bigger the mass, the more mass there is, the more it bends space and time. This force of attraction, actually, gravity is probably not the only force of attraction. But let's imagine it is for the sake of argument, because all laws of physics are different. So imagine gravity is the only law of physics that matters here. What I'm about to also butcher physics, but stay with me, okay? Don't kill yourself, okay? The absence of gravity wouldn't just mean that the world can't exist because everything would be in pieces flying everywhere, because gravity is the only thing that keeps the world together. It is also the only thing in this universe, okay, where gravity is all of the forces of attraction. It is also the only thing that keeps my arm attached to my hand. And it is also the only thing that keeps the atoms in my arms and hands together. And it is also the only thing that keeps the electrons, protons, and neutrons together inside of the... Like, everything would just be protons, neutrons, and electrons just floating around randomly. I don't even know. I think what makes a proton quarks? Maybe? I don't know physics, but whatever it is that keeps them together, they would also probably be separate. This universe couldn't exist because there would be no universe to exist. At least in the way that we recognize a universe to be. What? Whatever. Essentially, the laws of nature being the way they are have given rise to our world, and there is no possible other world because the laws of nature dictate that this is what has to happen. Does that make sense? We can't change the laws of nature because without the laws of nature, nature wouldn't exist, and if nature doesn't exist, then we don't exist. So the world doesn't exist. Things do not work the way that they work. I'm not saying anything. Essentially, there are laws of nature all around us. Some have been observed in detail, like in physics. Maybe it could be observed in more detail. So there's research coming out, but whatever. There are laws of physics and there are laws of nature that make up the world. And I think the more you introspect and the more intelligent you are, and the more success you achieve, and the more XP you gain in this game of life, the more of the laws of nature you uncover. I think there's a reason why most successful people kind of all say the same thing. Of course, they're saying different things, but at the end of the day, I think most hyper-successful people in similar domains would generally agree on most things. They might have their own definitions, and they might speak past each other in certain cases, but they will generally say the same things and will agree on the same things. Because in truth, I think you're just uncovering laws of nature. For example, there are only so many ways you can succeed. Where was I going with that? I don't know what I was going to say with that. I think because everything is so connected, literally, by definition, it has to be connected because it comes from all the same place, right? These laws of nature. Actually, this is why I think I have such a deep heuristic ingrained in my mind called recognize the fundamental principles, which is everything has these fundamental principles, laws, rules of nature, I guess in this case. And once you recognize those, you can construct the rest of whatever exists. But that's besides the point. I think that's it. I think that's all I have to say on this topic for now. It's just really interesting. I think that's something that I never considered before. But really, all really successful people, all people that have cracked the code to happiness or wherever their happiness is, have probably cracked the code to almost literally everyone else's happiness. Because it's all tangential to the same thing. It all comes from the same thing. I think I'm just talking now. Normally I'd scrap this video, but there's this quote by Ed Sheeran. Not quote, there's this video by Ed Sheeran I saw earlier today or maybe yesterday, where, you're like a dirty tap, where you turn on the tap and poopy water starts flowing out. And eventually that water turns clear because you've cleared the dirtiness from the pipes. But occasionally you will have some dirtiness or some muck come out. It'll turn brown for a second and then it'll go back to being clear. And I think you just have to get out of your system. So maybe this is me getting a dirty thought out of my pause. Maybe this is me getting a dirty thought out of my system. But I think there's some truth to what I just said. Maybe there's a nugget of wisdom or whatever I said. And hey, nobody's gonna watch this either way, so might as well do it, right? And even if people do watch it, only good can come from this. Anyways, I'm really tired. I'm gonna try to get like 45 minutes of website work done. Probably won't be able to. And yeah, I'm gonna call it a night. I will actually see you tomorrow. For real this time.